Well, this video is going to be controversial no matter how I explain it. I am Dave, the Amateur Magus. On this channel I talk all about the mechanics behind ceremonial magic, occultism, esotericism, and the mechanics behind everything you can find within a dusty old grimoire. On this channel I take an approach on ceremonial magic and general esotericism through the lens of a practitioner instead of an academic, and as such, all of my opinions are my own. That being said, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe, share this video out with people you think might enjoy it, and if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe over on Patreon where we have access to exclusive content including monthly written occultic manuals. The occultic manuals, for those of you who don't know, are little written guides that I write every month about a particular part of occultism that is interesting me that month. That being said, we're not here to talk about my stuff, we're here to talk about Lilith. Oh, Lily. So, this is an interesting topic that a lot of people... You're going to find one of like 3 different answers. One is going to be Lilith is a dark mother goddess. She's actually one of the fallen primordial goddesses. She's actually a powerful entity. She's actually a very good-natured spirit. The second one is going to be Lilith is a somehow ascended demon who is known for being a screech owl in Jewish mythology. She is the demon of screech owls. She is the consort of Samael, and she is some kind of baby-eating demon who absolutely and totally despises men. Or you will find the objectively incorrect take that Lilith is the original wife of Adam. Some kind of variation of Lilith is secretly good, guys, to Lilith is bad. And then on the far extreme is Lilith is like potentially one of the worst things you can work with. And I am here to tell you that all of this is technically true and technically false. And we will be getting into that. So let us begin with the ceremonialist take on Lilith, and we will work our way backwards from the negative perception to the positive perception. So, the negative perception of Lilith is that Lilith is a demon. In fact, Lilith is the Klapothic name of Malkuth. Malkuth being the physical plane. Lilith is all of the temptations and the wants and desires that you have in the physical realm that are actually toxic. This is where you get all of the desires to do hard drugs and desires to constantly gamble. Everything negative with regards to the physical plane is attributed to the Klapothic shell of Lilith. It is said that the Klapothic sphere of Lilith is the culmination of all of the negative things in all of the Klapothic trees. Much like Malkuth is the culmination of creation, the Klapothic sphere of Lilith is the Klapothic equivalent, and therefore she is the culmination of all of the demonic corrupting forces. Or, if you prefer a slightly more charitable interpretation, she is the culmination of all of the surface-level interpretations of the Kabbalistic spheres. Which, that interpretation you can research more on your own time. However, it is important to realize that Lilith is supposed to be all of the alluring evil shit in spirituality. She is the lust for power, women, money, hot guys, hot women, hot everything, anything that is attractive, intoxicatingly so. This is all of the things attributed to the sphere of Lilith. Now, how we got here is a little bit interesting, and now we go into the Lilith as Demon concept. Now, most people who have looked into the literature will find that Lilith is usually the name of a demon or some kind of demonic concept. She is the mother/leader of the Lilitude in ancient Akkadian, and as well as there is some syncretism between Lilith and Lamashtu, who is a baby-eating demon who fights the wind god Pazuzu. There is some syncretism there. There is also syncretism for various other Babylonian things, and I'm just going to say we're not talking about the Babylonian stuff right now. Just know that it exists, and it will be addressed later. However, for the most part, she is going to be in charge of succubus-like entities and be a kind of succubus herself. This is going to be the more simplified version of what this entity does and is, as well as a little bit of where we get the connection with the demon Samael / fallen angel, depending on the literature. Depending on the interpretation, the way that it works is Samael is either the original archangel of the sphere of Gevura / Mars, or he is a demon that emerged from Gevura / Mars. Either way, he is said to be the consort to the demoness Lilith. Now, the most charitable view of this story is that the demon Samael saw Lilith, went awooga, his eyes popped out of his head like a cartoon, and then he got with Lilith. And they ended up being together. And now, whenever you need to get rid of the spiritual powers of Lilith, it is possible to call up the angel / fallen angel Samael in order to get him to control his girlfriend in a weird cosmic sense. That being said, here is where we get into the weird gray area, because this is not positive Lilith, this is the negative version of Lilith, still in a way, but this is Lilith doing things for you like a normal demon. This would be for things and people who want abortions and to get rid of children, unwanted pregnancies, that kind of thing can go to Lilith, and I have seen people do this, and it worked, though your mileage may vary, and it can be more destructive than you expect. So that is treating Lilith as a proper demon with a proper demonic portfolio that is bound under everyone else. So from here we get to the more positive versions, and this is going to be the more positive aspects. Now, sometimes, if you're in a particularly depressed state, and you're not really initiated, but you have psychic abilities, a spirit named Lilith might come to you, and she might try to help you out. And, depending on your particular situation, she can help you out actually really well. Or she can tempt you into working with her, because demons are demons after all, and she can get you on the craziest relationships of your life. We're talking like psycho serial killer girlfriend / boyfriend, not like, oh, they're a little bit quirky. No, we're talking like, yes, I'm into like disemboweling my partners and like putting them up on a wall type spread, serial killer levels of crazy. That is something that Lilith as the demon can do. However, assuming that it's actually like a spirit that is actually trying to help you, this is usually sometimes like a nature spirit or something that is not divine. However, she's not evil. She's like in a weird neutral ground, more evil than an angel, but less evil than a pure demon. This is where we will get like nature spirits running around with the name Lilith because they thought it was cool and decided to name themselves that. That kind of thing is where we get this. And from here we get much more benevolent, and this kind of escalates a little bit, so pardon me. And here is where we get Lilith as divine and corrupted goddess who is actually a good thing, right? This is commonly cited from the Abrahamic texts demonize Lilith. They demonize fucking everything, so that's not a surprise here. But they demonized Lilith. Oh no, they demonized, she was actually the original wife of Adam, which we will get to in a minute. She's the partner of God, which if you read the Torah literature, yes, that is apparently a thing in Kabbalistic Judaism. But this is where we get Lilith is a demonized god. She is actually a demonized goddess. She's actually syncretized with all of these very important goddesses in the Babylonian Akkadian mythos. We should be respecting her and treating her as such. And that is a whole thing in and of itself. And then in terms of Lilith being a positive figure, it becomes a case of Lilith is actually the original wife of Adam, and she was just kicked out for wanting to do spicy sex instead of being completely submissive, which is a whole thing in and of itself. And this is where we get I believe it's the Torah of Ben Sirah literature, where Eve was the second wife of Adam and did not want to be subservient to him. therefore she was cast out of the garden early, or she was just cast out, and she was rejected by the divine, and she is resentful of everyone to this day. Effectively, she is hunting down humanity as a sort of revenge, and she takes on the role of your dad's ex-wife, who hates you because your dad married your mom and had you. This eventually turns and develops Lilith into this feminist icon where she is the girl boss slay queen of TikTok and the queen of the demons. And this is where people will say, she's not actually a demon, demons don't exist, demons are just Abrahamic propaganda, and Lilith is actually good, and she is actually a goddess who has been demonized, and she is actually totally fine to work with. You will have no problems whatsoever. So, where does that leave us? Which is the real Lilith? And there's many ways you can interpret. If you hold one of these stances, that is entirely fine. However, I am going to just go ahead and leave all of you viewers with the cop-out answer of going directly to Agrippa. For those wanting to read along, it is in Book 3, Chapter 27, Paragraph 8, where he is discussing the nature of the tables. The paragraph is as follows. Many object to this, but it turns out that with these tables, many men of different natures and fortunes, because of the sameness of their name, often obtain the same genius of the same name. Therefore, we must know, and must not think it absurd, that the same daemon can be separate from many souls, and they can lead many. In addition, as different men often have the same name, thus also spirits of different offices and natures can have one name and be noted with one sign or character, yet regarded as different, for as the serpent at one time is a figure for Christ, and another time for devil, thus likewise the same sign is at one time equal in order to some evil daemon, at another time to some good angel. Finally, the ardent intention of the invoker, by which our intellect is joined to a separate intellect, make it that at one time we have one spirit, and at other times another yielding to us, although invoked under the same name. This is what Agrippa has to say on this, and I will leave it with that. I hope you have learned something from this video. I am Dave the Amateur Magus. This has been me addressing the various types of Lilith that I have heard of, have had personally expounded to me, and an explanation about how they are all collectively true. I hope everyone is having a good day, and if you are not having a good day, I hope your day gets better. Take it easy. Take care.